Hey everybody, welcome to Goshen Prepping. Today I'm really excited. I have one of my good friends, Phil. We've known each other for a couple years now. We talk quite often, but you're like, what, an hour, 40 minutes away from here?
Approximately, yeah.
We had a meetup in a town near here, Claire, and Phil came there and showed all kinds of stuff when it comes to solar, but not even just solar, just like electronics, and I'm gonna get all nerdy on you because I love this kind of stuff. I love finagling and messing with things, and if I had like a huge lab workshop to do this stuff, I would be on cloud nine. Sorry, so anyways, Phil's going to go through, we're going to talk about some of the different devices and things he's jerry-rigged. I hope, at the very least, you're going to kind of like not be afraid of this kind of stuff, but work on it on yourself to be able to make it so you're ready for crap hits the fan. Because when it comes to solar and it comes to electricity, power and such, 12-volt systems a lot of times are the way to go because they are such little power consumption, and that's what this is all about. But stay to the end. There's a couple things I want to show you too that's on top and above and beyond what we're talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff. All right, so here we are. We have a huge array of everything, right? All right, I want you to come over here and show what you have, Phil. So all kinds of cool stuff.
Through the years, I've bought all kinds of things. Garage sales, Goodwill, what have you. Old rechargeable spotlight. No reason it can't do more. I was able to hook up the internal battery so you can actually plug in a 12-volt source.
So it's just a regular 12-volt battery, and obviously this is what charges it up?
Yes.
Plug it in the wall, charge it, and then you can actually branch off other stuff from it now.
And I found that the where it charged was always live, so I tapped into that. I can reverse it and charge it, or take power out when needed.
Wow, smart. And that's kind of what you did here too. This looks like something the FBI would like come after you with.
This was a really small jump starter for your car. It would not jump start anything, I don't think. I took the internal batteries out, shortened it a little bit, and put a 12-volt, 12-amp-hour battery on it. I've got emergency power. I can plug in and charge nearly any USB device. If I had a small item, I could even plug in this guy right here and get some 110 power.
And let me tell you really quick that when it comes to things like that, inverters, I mean, not necessarily from Radio Shack. Do they even exist anymore?
No.
I love Radio Shack. But inverters are so cool because it will take any 12-volt power system you have and convert it into 110. Now, obviously, for this little guy, it will not put out a lot of power as far as amperage goes, but this will do well for charging your phone or possibly even like a laptop. Would you agree?
Laptop, absolutely.
All right, good.
Another thing I ran into through the years is this. I don't know if any of you guys have campers and recognize these, but these are in the ceiling of your camper. And they take an old blinker bulb and they like to suck the power out of your batteries. Guys at the camper store will convince you got to rip these out and put in brand new LED systems. It's quite expensive. Or you can just go out and buy an LED bulb for a couple bucks. Plug it in.
And we have a newer camper. Well, we actually had an old camper. It was a Class C that had the engine and everything in it, and it was all of the bulb ones. But our new camper came standard with the LEDs.
Right.
But the important part is, if you go with LEDs and switch them out, it may cost $1 or $2, but the amount of power you're going to save, even if we're talking about crap, it's the fan, it is really just a small fraction of the price, the amount of power anyway, that the actual big bulbs use. All right, so this is just cool because it looks like something from Back to the Future. This is like Doc's board that he put together. So this is basically, is this for demonstrations or this actually is where you're using it for stuff?
This is for demonstrations, but you literally could plug it in today and charge up a small system for your house.
All right, so the heart of this is the inverter again. Well, maybe not the heart,
right.
But if you're ever going to go anything when it comes to like solar or 12-volt systems, the first thing you want to get is an inverter because the inverter is what can convert it to 110. And I will tell you that you're always going to have power loss, literally bleeding out of the system if you go convert from 12 volts to 110. But nevertheless, if you have 110 devices in your house, like your coffee maker or ice maker, that's always good for crap hits the fan, what are you going to do? They're not 12-volt sources. So if you have like some kind of RV or deep cell battery, just having an inverter alone will be enough. You can actually power some of your devices in your home. Right. And that's kind of what we're showing here, right?
Yep. If at all possible, you want to go with 12 volt. This is just a fuse block. Kids get these a lot when they're hooking up stereos in their cars, so they get extra ports. I've got this tied in with this small 10 amp hour battery, and got it hooked up to another one of those camper lights that I converted by just plugging in a LED bulb. You could have these wires going to different rooms in the house when the power was out, and flip of a switch, you have lights when your neighbors don't.
And then with that in mind, you know, he actually ran special wiring in his home for his family, 12 volts to all the rooms. For most of us people in our just regular houses, we would try to convert everything to 110. And again, you're going to have power loss by doing that. So when you're actually plugging a device that's really only 12 volts, it converts it back down to 12 volts, and you're going to lose power by doing that. By actually wiring your house with 12 volts. It's like an RV. I love for the fact that RVs, with having what's called the house battery, is truly set up so the entire system is 12 volts from the lights to the fridge and fans and everything. It's really, I mean, it's super efficient. It's nice all in one unit. But obviously, this is showing you can do that in your home too. This is actually a part right here. Is this what you connect to maybe solar panels?
Yep, that's where the solar panels would tie in.
Okay, very cool. And then he showed me this, and this is just cool stuff. He got this from Harbor Freight. And if you're going to be looking at doing any type of 12 volt conversions and such, this is like a pack that has practically any type of cord you may need to be able to do that. And he pulled this out, and I really had some flashbacks of when I was younger. And same thing, he has a 12 volt car adapter that will switch the different voltages for you with the different adapters. Any of you guys remember this kind of stuff? Again, I was like big into electronics when I was younger. And I have had these, I probably still have them. They're in a box in the basement. I'm sure I do. All right, what else do we have over here? Phil, I want you to over here.
What I have here, to some people, might just look like a clump of wires. These are all things, the majority of them I bought at garage sales for different reasons. This was completely separate from this Harbor Freight one, but it uses the same SAE connectors that they do. So I've got that. I've got these adapters. They're just like this one here from Radio Shack. It takes the SAE plug-in, and it has 5 different connectors going out to charge your different devices.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Stuff like this. This is an LED replacement for a halogen bulb. Just to give you an idea, it's not much more than positive and negative on your 12 volt battery, and that's a 12 volt source.
And with that in mind, if you're messing with stuff that's 110, your regular outlet, and you don't know what you're doing, that's called electrocution. That's called setting your house on fire. That's called really bad things. I'm not saying you can't cause problems with 12 volt. You can, but you're far less likely. In fact, you know, if this were hooked up to a 12 volt battery, I mean, I'm not going to touch them together, but I could touch them like this, and I'm not going to get a shock from it. You know, and even if I feel a little shock, it's certainly not enough to kill you, not even close. So, moral of the story is, get 12 volt stuff, especially yard sales. Right. We're such yard sale fanatics. And Michigan, by the way, is the land of yard sales. It is just amazing up here. And people have no idea what this kind of stuff is. They'll throw it in a box and say, hey, 25 cents. And I like to pile stuff together and say, how about $3 for all this? And usually get even better deals.
Or their kid tried to hook up some stereo equipment in their car, couldn't do it, and you get a whole box of wires. Just, they seem random, but they're all good for connecting, making connectors.
And it's funny because if you bought this from the store, it's incredible how much they charge for wire.
Right.
But when you find spools like that at the yard sale, I kind of like drool, oh, they got a spool of wire.
This is something, I used to do air conditioning work, and once when we were slow at work, we started breaking down some rooftop air conditioners. I only got this because it's pre-made with the spade connectors at each end, and it's got a quick connect.
And it's high gauge. Look at this size.
It's very high gauge.
It's very nice.
And it would be, you know, a nice, easy, quick way to get power going somewhere and be safe by being able to just unplug it nice and quick.
And this is great, by the way. You'll find that people's computers will crap out and they won't work anymore, but they'll always have the power supplies. And people, we're humans. We like to be pack rats. I mean, we have to fight against that. But when it preppers, that's probably something you shouldn't fight against. But you just picked up an actual transformer. This sends it, a power supply goes from 110 down to, I'm guessing this is probably 12 volts. Yeah, 12 volts, 2.5 amps. And by the way, if you ever want something like this, it's really easy. On the back, and I don't think the camera will zoom in, it tells you it's 12 volts and how many amps it is. So you could get a regular power supply from an old laptop or old device. The device may not work anymore. You could even like snip this off and use the wiring to hook it up to a light, and all of these devices work just fine. But again, you're going from 110 to 12, but at least you could do that because, you know, sometimes you need those kind of things.
The reason I picked this up, other than the fact that it was really cheap, it obviously went to an old Cisco router. It was very cheap at a garage sale, but my thinking was, when I have house power, I could plug in one of my high draw devices, 2.5 amps, and save my batteries. Because I do run some stuff, even though I have electricity. I have different fans and things and clocks and radios. But to save some of your high draw stuff, you could plug it in with this. Then if you lose power, it's just a matter of switching it over to the solar system. And
speaking of devices, we'll zoom in here. This is obviously stuff you've picked up over the years too. These are these LED? Oh, they're halogen.
They're halogen, but they could be switched to LED. But the reason I got them
Goodwill
is they're under the cabinet puck lights, but they have a transformer that's 12 volts. And it would be so easy to just plug this into the solar batteries instead of the house source.
And again, it will work like this, but it'll just drain your battery faster.
Right.
Electric blanket.
Yep.
Very nice. This stuff works well too, by the way. What is that?
That's an old CD player. Plugs in, it's 12 volts, got an alarm.
Speaking of that, look at that old thing. That's just amazing. That's like belongs in a museum. People will probably big money just for that alone. A little percolator.
Now at my house, my wife and kids cannot sleep without a fan running. This is a camp fan. It's made to run off of 8D batteries, which will drain your pocketbook.
Yes, it will.
It also has a 12 volt plug in it. And
so forget the batteries.
Yep. O2 Cool is what you search for. And plugs right into your solar, 12 volts.
Did you get that at the yard sale too?
Yard sale or Goodwill, one of the two. This is an old school, fluorescent lamp, but once again, it has a 12 volt power source on the back. Same with this. These were a lot of giveaways when you ordered magazines. Just put 8 AA batteries in it or plug it into a 12 volt source. This is a little bit off. It's only 6 volts. Takes those old batteries that nobody wants to pay $10 for because they're so darn expensive.
They weigh 10 pounds.
And they weigh 10 pounds. But that would drain the batteries quick unless you switch it to LED. And it's, once again, the same as those camper lights I was showing.
Are those 12 volt or 6 volt?
These are 6 volts. So you would have to get, these were meant for motorcycles.
I gotcha.
But this just turned a weekend of battery into a month of battery by going to the LEDs.
Yeah, and they're just as bright, if not brighter.
Yep, most likely brighter.
And then, real quick, we've got this part over here. Here's a World War II surplus solar panel. I say that jokingly. It's not huge as far as rating goes, but you can pick up these solar panels too. And I remember back in the day, they would actually have these individual solar panels you can get, but obviously this company put it into one. And this is actually, as he's saying, made for like a dashboard of like your camper or car to be able to charge up your batteries and keep things going. All right, so before we jump to the next part, I just want to say it again. Experiment and have fun with this stuff, guys. Go to yard sales, pick up 12 volt items, play with them. The actual understanding is you don't have to know much to be able to hook up 12 volts to stuff. It really is just positive and negative. And honestly, there are some things the positive and negative doesn't matter. I wouldn't recommend you just kind of put things together. You could fry something, but it's not going to, like, with 110, like, shock you, kill you, or burn your house down. All right, so look at this.
Here's an easy way to start. There's almost no way to mess this up. You've got red as positive, black as negative, and everybody knows what this plug does. Mm-hmm. You plug your phone charger into it and charge things up. You don't have to do any crazy wiring that you might be afraid to do. It's just a quick, easy way to connect.
All right, what do we have here, Phil? So this is like a bonus now.
This package I saw at a Goodwill. It was 99 cents. And the only thing printed on it was on a little sticker on the label, and it said fireproof and waterproof.
Oh, this is a document bag.
It's a document bag.
Yeah, we talk about these all the time. So your document bag here, fireproof, waterproof, I always talk about, put all of your important documents in there. So that way if you need to bug out or leave or evacuate, maybe your house is getting ready to burn down, you can just grab it and it will keep, I mean, it's not going to survive an inferno in your house. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
And waterproof, you're not going to like take it swimming with you, but it will help protect your documents drastically. So you got this for 99 cents?
Yep. But I found something out about it that it was not apparent at first. When I opened it and there was nothing inside, I noticed there was a reflective layer in there.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And I put my cell phone in there and zipped it up and it blocked the signal.
So it's a Faraday bag.
This is a Faraday bag.
Wow.
And so what I did,
99 cents.
99
I
cents.
am so jealous.
I put 2 Kindle
Kindles in there?
tablets in there full of prepper information.
Oh, wow, smart.
Hospital books, nursing, nuclear. I can't even tell you how much.
It's incredible how much you can fill up on these things, by the way.
And I even put some chargers in it to keep things charged up and going.
99 cents.
Yep.
I am so
99
jealous.
cents. And I tried looking it up on eBay and Amazon. I cannot find another one like it.
Wow.
There are document bags, obviously, but
Right.
none of them appear to be this
Faraday
one
as well.
with the Faraday built
Wow.
in.
Oh, yeah, so what do we have here?
This is just a notebook.
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
You've been telling us
Yes, I have.
for years to go on the internet and download and print out some of the important stuff that needs to be preserved.
Yeah, because guys, I hate to say it, especially for the fact that we are Goshen prepping. Goshen prepping may not be available. They talk about the internet going down. We're talking about the grid going down. How are you going to be able to keep all your information? I mean, obviously you have a book collection,
Yep.
but nevertheless, things you come across that's not in a book, thank you, that you'll be able to find in here.
Water purification.
Yeah, so guys, this is great. So Phil, you are truly my hero. This is what I've been telling everybody since day one is have a 3-ring binder so you can add your own stuff to it, because you're always going to come across things that you can print out. Like we actually have stuff for sale in our website where you can print the stuff out, like checklists and everything. But that's only like a small part of all the things we come across. There's so many documents and everything that you can print out, and I'm all for saving it on hard drive, obviously. But again, if it goes down, you're not going to be able to have it. So having I'm proud of you, Phil.
Yeah,
That's good. Somebody does listen.
Potassium iodide dosages, radiation dictionary.
Very cool. All right, so guys, my question for you today to put in the comments below, what kind of 12-volt system have you set up? I mean, obviously we have solar generators, which they're fantastic for giving you the 110 outlets or even 240 like the Mango one I talked about. But what have you set up? Do you have some 12-volt stuff? I know our camper's all 12-volt, and you can do a lot with it. But Phil, thank you for coming in. Thank you for showing all this
Absolutely.
stuff. Any questions, guys, by any means, put them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.